Well, guys, hi, it's Pam, Lady Digger in PA. I'm doing some better, actually. I had a big meltdown the other night. Let me back up a little bit. I found out, got the letter in the mail, that I was denied for medical assistance, which really, really sucks. Excuse my terminology here, but it really, really sucks. It's not fair that, that's how I felt. It's just not fair. We were $200 over the limit that we're allowed to make. Now, let me explain here. I don't make anything. I don't have a job. I was a stay-at-home mom for most of, my married life. And that's, almost 43 years now. And never, pursued outside the home because there was so much, especially when we moved up here to do, that we had horses, I was doing riding lessons, I was doing camp and all that sort of thing. So anyway, the only income coming in is my husband's income, and he's on, he went off on disability, Social Security disability. Then when he was Social Security age, he just started getting the Social Security, no longer the disability, payment. So anyway, we don't make very much, the two of us together. And it really, really sucks. It's like people that have millions of children out of several different mates get this, that, and everything else, I guess because they feel bad for the children. And I'm sorry, but I think they should have to do something in order to get that money. If they have to clean up the sides of roads, things like that. I mean, I would do that. I would do the best I could. Once I would get a prosthetic leg, and everything. So anyway, I had a horrible meltdown that evening. I told my husband, I said, I'm done. I cannot take this anymore. And I'm not fighting anymore. I'm finished. So he's not always that sympathetic. I guess he just doesn't get it because he's not in that, predicament directly. But I got up. I went in the other room. I was really angry. And plus I've been having back issues on and off. Our bed is part of the problem. I think I mentioned this before. And then probably I'm so stressed and there's tension in my shoulders and in my upper back and mid back. And I wasn't sleeping. It was horrible. Today's the first day I'm doing pretty good. So I had this meltdown. I had this argument with God. I was really mad. I told him I don't even want to say what I said, but it was not good. And this is about 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm in the back here in our back room, utility room where the washer and dryer and all that stuff is. Just a narrow hall there. And I went over to this shelf of canned goods. And they haven't been rearranged, especially since I was in the hospital and then in Allied Rehab. Sat down, was mad, cried, yelled, gave God a tongue lashing. And I took each canned good off the shelf, put it up there on the chest freezer and washer and dryer, and I rearranged the whole shelf. So I was done, and it was like 4:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock. And I guess I got a lot of that out of my system. That was Saturday night, Sunday morning. Yesterday I felt ill. I don't know what it was. Just felt ill. And kind of laid around most of the day. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do this and that. But what I had done is, being that it was Monday, today is Tuesday, and the sun was shining, so that always helps. And today it is as well, blue sky. There's clouds now, but there weren't before. And it's about 50 degrees, maybe a little less here, but I'm just sitting here at the with the door open right now. Anyways, I got on the phone and I called Keith, who's the guy that I would be getting the prosthesis for. I saw him when I was an Allied, and he gave me the shrinker and the other stuff and the mobilizer and the brace and all that, which I haven't been wearing. Here's my leg right now. it's healed up pretty well, actually. Very well. That's just the stitches, you see. But there's no redness, there's nothing. No heat. No problems whatsoever, other than it cuts into, like, right in here. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I called to him, and I spoke with him, and I explained. I said, I don't have the money. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go insane. My mental health's at stake here if I can't get a prosthetic leg. So he said, okay. I'm going to tell you, a couple of things to call. Well, he gave me one number to call, and it was called Care Credit. So I called Care Credit, and you fill out this online application and everything, and I did so, and I got approved for $1,500. Wonderful. Meanwhile, a couple people on Facebook told me to start a fundraiser. Nothing worse than running a fundraiser for yourself. I wish somebody else had just done that, because I always feel like it makes me look like I'm begging, and that people will think less of me. Here's that inferiority complex that I already had. Well, I thought about it a couple days back, and I started it. I'm thinking Sunday. Was it Sunday? And I've raised $750 so far. Meanwhile, Keith, the prosthetic guy, told me my first prosthesis is going to run between $3,500 and $4,000. So I've got $1,500 on this credit thing that you got to pay it back, obviously. It's like a credit card. I imagine it's a monthly payment thing. And then the $750 so far. So that brings it to $2,000 and can't even think. $2,200, something like that. So I'm still a ways behind. I have to come up with that $4,000 before I can, get in there and get the prosthesis made. So Thursday, a good friend of mine had said that she would take me to my doctor appointment. I want to go to the chiropractor, so I made an appointment there. And I can't see my usual guy, so I got to see the other guy. And I know it's rough on a person that's helping me because they got to push my wheelchair in some spots. You got to get me over this. Bob will have to set that up again. The ramp right here. And get that all set up. It goes between the end of, where the heck am I going here? Right here across there. And then there's another one that'll go over here to get me off into the driveway itself. Well, I also made an appointment with my family doctor. I haven't seen him since I went to the hospital initially. So I'm going to see both those doctors on Thursday, which is good. Moving along finally. So our son's coming Friday to do some work and help out and that kind of thing. So at least we won't have to try to get into his van and, have him take me all over the place where he can be here doing things that Bob needs to do. He wants to fix the faucet on the kitchen sink. We did find one. Believe it or not, we found one online for $70, I think it was. And the guy that came out that wanted to do the work, I'm going to close the door now. Sun's starting to, it's not setting, but it's a little cooler now. I guess it's not direct, but it is a nice day today, and it was yesterday. So anyway, I'm going to close this door and head back into the kitchen. Talk to you guys a little further. You see all my junk back here, all my collect things and decorative things, and oh goodness gracious. That's one thing I had a big breakdown over too. I'm like, I can't even touch my things. Meaning, it sounds horrible, but meaning that, I collect things. How the heck do I get up there on the, to be able to move stuff around? I had bought an old bottle to add to the collection, and it came not long back, and I had to get Bob to actually put it up here on the shelf. I'm like, okay, could you take these two things down, which are now, where are they? They're somewhere different. They're right here. They're right over here. could you take them down, I said to him, and put this bottle up here. He doesn't know which one's from what. I think it's the one right, I can't even see it here, right in here somewhere. Well, anyway, he did that. But here's our old-fashioned sink. See, it's got this and this and this, but the faucet came off. It all rotted, well, you know, because of the mineral deposit. And I'm going to say it hasn't been changed since we moved here, initially 30 years ago. It'll be 30 years in April, the end of April. And so we bought this whole unit, and he's got to get under the sink as well. This is as old-fashioned as it comes, probably 1950 era. That's what my kitchen basically is anyway. It's 1950 area. Why does that look yellow? It's not yellow. What the heck? I think it's that light over here. It's whatever kind of, it's not iridescent, but whatever kind of bulb it is. It makes everything look weird. This light up here, it's like got 4 bulbs. So you can't really even see it well. It's hard when I take pictures over here. They don't turn out right. So anyways, things are going better at the moment. That doesn't mean they will forever. I did get out Saturday. My daughter came with her husband and the kids and took me. I got in her car. I don't remember what kind of car she has, but it's a regular small car. Got in it. Then we figured, oh my gosh, where are we going to put the wheelchair? Because her back seat folds down, but the kids had to sit there. Well, we did get it in there. And Bob followed with her husband, Dennis, and our other granddaughter was here. My son, one of my son's children, Lauren, she was here. So she went with us, and because we were going to go out to eat. And Lauren was going to push the shopping cart at Walmart, while Braden was going to push me. And then my daughter Kelly and her daughter were going to take another cart. It was hectic. It was tiring. And I had a bit of a intestinal thing going on as well. Wasn't feeling the best. So I was afraid to eat anything at first. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, if this continues, I'm going to not be able to eat. I'm going to have problems. But anyway, I took something and it was okay. So after we went shopping and I filled a cart with everything under the sun, from some clothes to food and all that, we got some Philadelphia pretzels on the way out for later, and cheese dip to put in to dip them into. Goodness gosh. And we went over to Texas Roadhouse. We were going to go there to eat, and it was so packed that we said, goodness, we're supposed to be sitting out there for 45 minutes to an hour waiting to get a seat. So we went over to Red Robin, and the service was horrible. The waiter was stupid. He just didn't get it. And they didn't get our stuff. It was just disorganized. So that was disappointing. But everybody, you know, ate and enjoyed their food and all that kind of thing. And we had a good time being together. We really did. It was good. Got home about 8:30. And I was beat. I mean, really beat. I just wanted to go lay down somewhere and take a nap. But I didn't do that. I put the things away. They had brought the stuff in because they got back before us. Oh, Bob, my husband, took our full-size Blazer, which I can't get into, and brought back the food because we would have never been able to fit it in my daughter's car. So it all worked out. I got out. My first time out, other than 2 outings, is to go to rehab and to go down to have my staples taken out back to the hospital in Allentown. That was my first time out since the beginning of December. So I had a wonderful time. I was really thankful that the kids did that, you know, took the time. And even my 12-year-old grandson pushing his old grandmom around in the wheelchair, and it was good. So anyway, I'm doing all right, hanging in, trying to anyway. Bob just went out to pick up a couple things at the Dollar General and bring back a pizza. So that's my day, and Lord willing, I'll be able to get the rest in the next week or two. I'm praying I can get that money together. I know they said at the prosthetics office there, when I spoke today, she was going to look into something else for me, another kind of credit thing, or funding or whatever. So if you're a praying person, pray for me. Pray that this works out. Thanks for watching. I'm really, really thankful that you guys put up with me and take the time to listen to my blogging here on YouTube. And I'll be back again with you soon. Take care, everybody, and God bless. Thanks again.